move this wall, it's going to move along with it. But now, to make our building a bit more presentable to our imaginary client, we're going to need to add some furniture. So for that, let me go here to the floor plan, and I'm going to go here to the Insert tab, and let's load in some families. So I'm just going to go to Load Families, and here we loaded in the doors and windows. I'm going to go back, and let's do the bathroom elements. So let's try these. That doesn't work, so let's go with the water closet first. Now we can go here to the component, and let's place it over here in the bathroom. Now you can hit the space key to or rotate it around, and I'm just going to place it perhaps over here next to this wall. And if you want to align it with the wall, you can always use the Align tool, so just AL is the shortcut, and you can lock it to the wall, so now you can only move it alongside that wall. Let's do another one, so I'm just going to go here to Architecture, let's go Component, and let's place the second one over here. Again, use the Align tool, so just the Align tool to align it in place. There we go, let's lock it in place, and it's done. Let's move on to adding other furniture, so go to Insert, Load Family, let's go with the wash basin, open that up, go to Component here, and let's place it. As you can see, this is a wall-based family, so we're just going to place one over there and one over here. So there we go, we got that. Let's go then next, Insert, Load Family, let's use the shower tray that we have over here, open that up, and for that we're just going to be placing it somewhere over here, so let's place it like that. You can use the Align tool and align this in place over here, and there we go. Maybe move this a bit here, select this, move it a bit there. There we go, so now there's enough room for everything. And in one of the next tutorials we're going to be talking about, or the next courses we're going to be talking about how to add a glass panel over here to kind of protect the rest of the bathroom from the water of this shower. Okay, moving on, we've got some of the basic bathrooms figured out. Now let's continue on adding the elements. So you can go back to the Insert tab, Load Family. Let's go back, see what else we have. So let's go maybe with a car. So let's add a car to our garage. Now this is a particular family that I have created previously, so I'm just going to go here to Component, and let's place that car over here. So there we go, that's our car family. Now this is a particularly good family to use in projects like this, because as you can see, usually cars look like this with all of this geometry, and I've kind of fine-tuned this one to make it look just like this, simple line work as you would with a CAD model. But if you go into 3D, it's actually a 3D car. So if I go into 3D, switch this to wireframe, there we go, we can see our 3D car. Let me go back into Hidden Line. So if you want to see that tutorial, I'm going to be leaving a link to that in this post as well, so check it out if you haven't seen it already. Let's go back to the floor plan. We've got our garage figured out. Now let's maybe add some beds. So let's go to Insert, Load Family, and let's see what we have. We have a double bed, so let's load that one in. Go here to Component, and let's place it here. Now I'm just going to use the Align tool to align it to this. There we go. We've got our big bed here. Now it might be a bit too large for this room, so this is basically telling us that this room is not big enough. So what I can do is just go like this, select all of these elements, so just do a cross selection just like that, and then use the arrow keys, and don't worry about this warning, just use the arrow keys just a little bit to extend this room. So once we start adding the furniture, you can really see do you have enough room in your model. So now we have a bit more room. This door is a bit problematic, and there we go, the rest of it looks fine. Now we can maybe add a bit more room to this bathroom, so I can select these two walls and move them kind of back here. Again, we got a warning over here, but just slide the door back here, and there we go. That's that revise and edit. When you start adding furniture, you're going to notice that your design is usually going to change a little bit, just because you can't really guess all of the dimensions right from the start. Okay, let's continue on with this. You can go straight to Component and then Load Family if you're loading something like that. So let's go with a single bed. Now the single beds are going to go here in these families, so let's do one perhaps over here, just like that. Maybe flip to the other side, let's see. Yeah, it might be better to place it over here, just like that. Leave enough space because you want to add some storage over here. Let's do another one over here in this room. So in this room, maybe we can do it. Yeah, we can do it like that. So this is just going to be... Now these beds are quite large, so as you can see they're almost 140 centimeters. So you can go here into edit and you can actually make it smaller. So just select it and go here into properties, and you can go with a smaller one, something like this for this room if you want. This room as well. So for this one I am actually going to go with the bigger one, maybe with a queen size bed. This might be a guest room or something like that. So let's leave this bed over here, and still here we have some storage area left. Okay, so we've got those in place, and talking about storage, let's add those storage elements. So I'm going to go here to component, load family, and here we have this storage family. Now this is a very particular family. This is something that I'm showing you in one of the tutorials that I'm going to be doing till the end of this week, but depending on when you're watching this, I've probably already done that tutorial. So this is a cool storage family that's going to save you tons of time. So if I open it up, you're going to notice that it's a line-based storage family. So if I just go over here and let's go place on work plane, and for work plane just make sure that it's a floor plan. If I go from here, as you can see, now it's just creating some storage over there. And I can select actually the storage family. I can set the height, so let's do 200 centimeter high, and for the width let's go with maybe 60 centimeters. Usually these storage elements are like 60 centimeters. Now you can move it in place just like that. So there we go, we've got this storage element here. Let's add one over here, so let's go again to component. Let's change this, yeah, to 200, this one to 60. Let's see, we go like this. Okay, it's going a bit through the wall, so let's place it a bit better. Yeah, there we go. Maybe align it on this side. There we go. So we've got that storage element there. Maybe you can extend it a little bit. There we go. So we've got some storage over there. Let's see, where else can we put it? Oh, of course, here in the garage. So let's go with component, and let's place it like that. AL for align, and there we go. So we've got that storage in the garage. Let's see, where else can we fit some storage? You can add some over here if that's what you want. You don't have to, of course. But what I like to do with these storage elements is actually use it to create some kitchen elements. So I'm going to go to component, use this storage element, but for the height I'm just going to change it to 100 centimeters, and then let's place it over here. Just like that. Go with the align tool, align it here, extend it here. There we go. So we've got a kitchen element over here, one of those like kitchen spaces. Let's do another one over here on this side, and let's attach it over here by using the align tool. So just type in AL and go over here. There we go. You can lock it in place. By locking it in place, it just means if you move this wall, it's going to move along with it. But yeah, let's leave that out of it. Okay, so it looks already nice. So we've got these kitchen elements over here, and while we're there, maybe it's time to finish off our kitchen. So let's see, what else do we need to add to this kitchen? So for the kitchen, let's go to component. Let's go with load family. Let's see what we have over here for the kitchen. So we've got the sink, the fridge, and the stove. So first, my favorite part of any kitchen, the sink. So the fridge. Let's open that up and let's place it. So it says place on face. You're usually never going to use place on face, so I suggest you go place on work plane and make sure that the placement plane is floor plan. There we go. So now you can flip it around and maybe place it over here, or maybe over here. Yeah, let's do it over here. And now this storage element, we're just going to move it a bit out of the way so we can align this fridge here in the corner. And here as well. There we go. We've got our fridge, and then our storage place can go just like that. Okay, so once we have this, let's go back to component. Let's load in some extra families. Let's go with the sink. Open that up. Now this sink is face-based, and you actually want to place it face-based. Now if you can't do it in 2D, don't worry, you can always go into 3D. And for now, let's hit escape a couple of times, select this whole floor, and let's go into temporary hide isolate, and let's hide this element. Orbit around till we find our kitchen. There we go, we've got our fridge in place. Let's add the sink now in 3D. So as you can see, now you can place the sink. Let's flip it around using the space key, and there we go. Our sink is in place, and it's a cool looking sink, if I might add. Okay, so let's move that sink maybe closer to the fridge, just like that. There we go, we've got our sink in place, and let's do the stove over here. So just go to component, load family, and let's do the stove, our gas stove. Let's see, again, we can maybe place it, can we place it over here? Let's see, is at which height it is. Okay, it's at the top level, so it's at roof level. So let's bring it down to our floor plan, but now as you can see it's too low, it's on the ground. So you need to give it an offset of 100 centimeters, as that's the height of our kitchen elements. And now let's move it in place. So there we go, it looks like it's in the correct place. If I orbit around a little bit, yeah, looks perfect. There we go, so we've got our kitchen in place. Let's go just to the floor plan to check everything out. Yeah, it looks perfect. So let's move it a bit here. Let's center this a bit. And there we go. We've got a little bit of a workspace over here. Here we've got our gas stove, our sink, as well as our fridge. And here we have some storage room over here. Of course, you can make it a bit smaller if you want. You can detach these two walls, but I'm going to leave it as is. I really like the design so far.